Could the country's sleeper House race actually come from Western Washington? Welcome to the Jason Rantz Show, presented by None Better Tax Resolution. Every election cycle, there's always that surprise result. George Santos, Maria Elvira Salazar, AOC, Jay Bulworth. Could Washington's 8th congressional district be this year's surprise? You see, Democratic Congresswoman Kim Schreier looks safe on paper. She's running for her 4th term in a district covering both liberal urban areas and conservative rural pockets. But here's where it gets interesting. Carmen Goers, a Republican, she's making those things interesting. You see, Schreier hasn't really been running a campaign at all. Very few ads, very few events. It's almost like she expects to cruise to victory. But a close look at where she stands tell us that can't be what's actually going on. She barely cracked 50% against Carmen Goers, who is a complete and total newcomer to politics. And yet Goers outperformed in 5 of the district's 6 counties during the primary, and she ended up with 45% of the vote. And yet Schreier is acting like she's got this in the bag, but raising millions and millions less than she did last time. And she's hardly running this campaign. I think she's in more trouble than maybe she would like to admit. In the primary, Schreier faced a challenge by Imran Siddiqui. He's president of the Washington chapter of the Council on Islamic American Relations, CAIR. And sure, he only picked up just a little over 3% of the vote, but I suspect Schreier is staying quiet because the district has a large Muslim population and she's Jewish and pro-Israel. There's no question Democrats have an anti-Semitism and anti-Israel problem. Schreier wants to avoid the spotlight where both issues come into play. Because in tight elections where she only won by 5% against a challenger with no name recognition, the Arab American votes do in fact matter. Schreier's essentially sitting this campaign out, hoping name recognition, the D next to her name, lets her coast to victory. But Carmen Goers, she's been focusing on crime and inflation, 2 issues that hit everyone across the district, from Issaquah and Auburn to Ellensburg and Cle Elum. And she's got the benefit of initiatives, popular with conservatives in the district, motivating voters to actually cast their ballots. Now, if Goers can energize Republican voters and get enough of King County's magic 40%, Schreier might be out of a job. It's not going to be easy, there's no doubt. But with just over a week left until Election Day, Goers actually stands a chance. And this could be the sleeper result. I sat down with our local tax expert and advocate, Greg Nunn from None Better Tax Resolution.
Tell me a little bit about the Fresh Start program, because again, based on how it's promoted, it seems really, really simple.
This Fresh Start program and that phrase has been around for many, many, many years now. But it's a great marketing tool to say, hey, fresh start. And in a way, for those that qualify, it is. What it essentially is an offer in compromise. And to get that, there's 2 main criteria a person must qualify for. 1, they must have limited or no equity in assets. So generally, anyone in the Puget Sound region that owns a home and has for several years, they're going to have a lot of equity. They won't qualify. And the other is an income level. And that all depends upon your family size about how much income that could be. But both of those standards need to be met to qualify. Most people do not.
If you're having trouble with the IRS, then call Greg Nunn of None Better Tax Resolution. From stress to success with IRS Solutions. 425-947-1967 or Google NUNN, None Better Tax Resolution. Did you like that commentary? Make sure you subscribe to the podcast of The Jason Rantz Show. Get it at KTTH.com or wherever it is you download your podcasts.